Hi there, these are being put up from special request. A gentleman would like to find out more about fairy lights, Christmas lights and some of the older lamps. As I say, I'm just virtually picking out the odd old one that he might be interested in. This side it'll have the carbon filaments. I do apologise, they are a bit dusty. As I say, I use this as a museum. The actual amount of bulbs that work is quite high, but they're not touched at all, they're just left, so obviously they do get the odd bit of dust. I do apologise. You've got a fairly modern carbon. I say modern, it's a few years old, but it's not ancient. Go the other side, we have got some older ones. See if there's anything this side. I don't think there is. Excuse the mess. I've spent the morning doing a bit of tidying up. Now in here, now where is it? One of these days I'll have to catalogue everything. Oh, here we are. That one there's one of the very early ones. The carbon filament. I've got several. There's another one there. That one's actually earlier. That one's by Edison. Picked that up in a shop in Brighton many years ago. There was about 4 or 5 of them I picked up, and the story was that they were found under the floorboards, which is quite feasible. They were all workers, and as I say, the story would make sense. Note the old type of bayonet cap. The other one's got a similar type of cap. Edison, notice the pip top, the vacuum was sealed off at the top of the lamp, and that's what that little pip is. The model lamps are sealed off in the actual stem. We've got another one here. I think that's an example from France. So I won't linger on these too long. It's just a case of showing these and some what I call Christmas lights, but these were mentioned as fairy lights. Whether these are the actual thing that the gentleman's interested in seeing, I don't know. There's a couple of fairy lights there. I showed some of these yesterday, plus figurals. I think I probably said the name wrong. But it's just interesting seeing some of the other lamps here in passing. There's an old style carbon in a different shape of the filament. That one there, just put up as of interest, that was used by the early opticians. I don't know how they used it, but it's a lamp from an early optician testing apparatus. I remember seeing one of these when I was at school, so that's a few years ago. Have another quick look, then I'll go over to the 2 boxes of Christmas lights or fairy lights. We've got a whole range here, as I say. This is only a very small amount of the plants, the bulbs, plants on the brain. That first one there, might recognise that. That's the lamp they used to have in the old London transport buses. It's a bayonet cap, 24 volts. I always wanted one of those, but I was very good as a kid. I never nicked one. Now I've got quite a few. The one next to it is also a bus lamp, but I don't think that was used by the London Transport. Now they're all fluorescent or LED, which have taken over. So having said that, these will become quite a bit rarer. I could talk and talk and talk, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go on to these fairy lights. Now the other, excuse the mess, let's have a little look in there. This is some of the lamps, which is like an overflow from the ones we saw yesterday. They would have been in strings of so many, and they would all light at the same time, and if they were series wide, if one burnt out they would all go out, unless they were what is called permanent contact, where there was a resistance wire put inside which would allow current to flow if the actual filament packed up. Here we have some smaller ones. These were popular from the war years. I can remember them. Woolies used to sell a set. They were the sets in this country. They were 20 volt at 3 watt series. These are probably a different voltage. They're probably 16. That one down there as well as another set. They're more or less the same. Now, lamps for Christmas purposes were more or less like this. They're in a box, sold in a box. They were all wired up. This is an American set. There's 15 lights. It's a multiple set they call it. Each lamp burns independently. That means they would be powered on 110 volts. And as I say, if one burns out, that one goes out, but not the whole set. This set goes back several years, 40s or 50s I would think, from America. If one goes out, the rest stay alight. Let's turn it over. I said sometimes one of my pussycats arrive while I'm giving a talk. Here's the other side of the box. I don't know if anyone knows the name, but it's Cascell Electric Company Inc., New York. Letterpress USA. I don't know what that means. For replacement, use General Electric candelabra base lamps. Candelabra base was a very popular base in America. It's not used over here, or only on special things. But anyhow, that's the lamps. Now I don't know if the gentleman wants anything else. If he does, let me know, and I'll try and help out. The very early fairy lights I haven't got. I think they're very, very rare. So I'll keep looking here. As I say, it's a bit of a mess, but it's a bit tidier than it was first thing. So I thank you for watching, and any questions please ask. Please subscribe. Any comments please leave. Just before we leave, I'll show you one of my pussycats. Oh, he's camera shy, he's just gone out. Anyhow, thanks again for looking. I'm just trying to think there is anything else that might be interesting. Got a couple of strange bulbs there. They are strange, unfortunately they don't work. They're next to some of the other telephones I've got. So it's you know, it's built it up over the years. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to clear down now. Any questions asked, I can put ones up on telephones, on bulbs, anything like that. And there's a gentleman was asking about me showing him how to mix a compost up. I will put that on, but it won't be yet a while, but it'll be soon. I normally buy my cactus compost in a large bag, and I don't mix it myself, but he wanted to see how I would mix it, so I will give a little demonstration. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Thank you.